This week we'll take a look at USDA's grain stocks report from last week. We'll also take an updated look at U.S. corn crop progress as well as crop conditions, and wrap things up with some ongoing concerns about U.S. corn export demand. Hi, this is Brian Basting with Advanced Trading. Let's talk about the corn market. We've moved into the month of October here, and of course that means it's harvest time. But before we talk about that, let's take a brief look back at last week's USDA grain stocks report. Now the shocker in this report, as it were, was the September 1 stocks of corn at 1.377 billion bushels. Notice that was about 120 million bushels below the average trade guess. Now here's the key message we want to highlight. The much lower than expected stocks total implies very strong summer feed demand. We expect USDA to incorporate that in next week's supply demand report. Let's now take a look at U.S. crop conditions here. Again, crop conditions mean less as we get further into harvest, but it's still worth taking a brief look at. Unchanged from last week at 52%, good to excellent. Notice last year, however, was 59% good to excellent. A very strong regional trend this week, deterioration in the western corn belt, but some stability and improvement in the eastern corn belt. Let's take a look at our U.S. corn crop condition index. It's at a season low now, again, well below some of these recent years. 2022 will be a key test to see how genetics fare against lower crop condition ratings. Now as you look at corn progress here, we're looking at U.S. corn harvested as of October the 2nd at 20%. Now on average over the next 2 weeks, we see that increase is about 18%. So plus or minus by the middle of October, weather permitting, we should be near 40% harvested nationwide. Speaking of weather, let's take a look at short-term trends. Our slides this week, as usual, are courtesy of T-Storm Weather. Now a key event this week to keep an eye on will be some much colder temperatures moving in Friday and Saturday. If you look at this map here, above the blue line, it looks like there's going to be a freeze on one of those days. And above the purple line, there'll be a killing frost. So now granted, quite a bit of this crop fortunately has already matured, but maybe not all of it has. And the market's going to be keeping a close eye on that in terms of what the temperatures are this weekend, as well as next week's crop progress to see how much of that crop had matured. Our final slide here on the weather is looking at the next 2 weeks. You can see overall quite dry across the Midwest here all the way in the middle of October. Hopefully that will yield some good harvest conditions. Let's switch gears now and talk about export trends. Now we've highlighted this lately, but it bears repeating. There are some concerns about export trends as we begin this 22-23 crop year. Let's take a look at year-to-date export sales of corn. Now we're looking at a pace here through the first 3 weeks of September considerably below those last 2 years. Here's the key message to highlight. A major factor for that slower than expected pace of sales is the slow pace of sales to China. How much U.S. corn will China need this year? Remember, it looks like they're working on an agreement to get quite a bit of corn from Brazil. Year-to-date sales are down 72% versus last year. Let's wrap things up this week looking at trends in December corn futures. Now we're looking here at December 22 futures at about $6.85 a bushel. That's $2.80 above the 5-year average. Now, it's not too early to think about 23. With December 23 near $6.20, remember, it's still nearly 5 months before the crop insurance is set. We strongly encourage you to continue to work closely with your trusted risk management advisor to defend your balance sheet. Now, if you'd like more information, please feel free to contact us at 800-664-2321. We'll put you in contact with one of our risk management consultants. We'll be happy to visit with you at your convenience. And remember, we upload every Wednesday. Make sure to subscribe to our channel and never miss an upload. Thanks a lot. Have a good week.